Hello, everyone. My name is Roselyn. Welcome back to the Houston Comedy Film Festival, Uncut Edition. I am with two amazing filmmakers, David and Philip. I am so happy you were here. Not really a surprise because you guys are like award winners already, finalists for the Best Romantic Comedy at the Houston Comedy Film Festival for the Worst Best Man.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're so excited.
Yeah.
Like, actually, like
Very excited. And I'm looking like this because whenever I saw the title, you know what I thought about?
tell us.
What is it? The Best Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Best Man. So whenever I thought about that, I'm like, the worst best man. Can you tell everybody about the storyline, about what it's about? Because I don't want to give anything away.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Well, Philip wrote it, so I'll let him.
Okay.
We switch back and forth on who tells it. It's
Yeah,
exactly.
It's about this guy named Kevin, and he asks his best friend to be his best man, but he doesn't realize that his best friend doesn't really like his fiance. Like a blast from the past comes into the picture, and Kevin ends up being at a crossroads of like what he wants to do, making a huge life decision about like going on the same path that he's on, or to find true love and like following that path instead, but then starting over. So it's a comedy, and it's yeah,
I really liked it.
Yeah,
Really liked it, and I love the fact that, like, I'm speaking for myself, but I will just say I love the fact that you definitely combine the comedy aspect of it, of real life situations, but also you definitely were able to balance it with something that's relatable in real life, of meaning kind of painful in some areas, but you still made it funny. And I'm wondering your creation or any advice for you. Let me word it like this. What would be the advice for what you would have for someone that's trying to find balance within two different ranges?
Well, not to be like, I'll start generic and then I'll kind of hone it in.
No,
It's
you're good.
definitely from like real life experience, and so like we really just pulled it right out of the playbook of like life, and basically our goal is to make people laugh while pulling at the heartstrings. And so I think we tee it up nicely with joke, 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 and then it kind of gets a little serious for a little bit. And I think for the inspiration of the film is we were both hitting this phase of our lives where friends are getting married, 30s, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, and sometimes it's out of convenience, just because been together, have the dog, have the apartment, next is the ring, and sometimes it's out of love. And so in kind of looking at our own lives, some previous relationships I've had specifically, and obviously Philip being the writer has drawn from his own experiences, to blend that, we literally are taking lines out of conversations we've had with significant others or friends or family members. And so I guess the generic thing would be like, make it relatable, but then the specific thing would be like, we're pulling out of real life experiences, and it's definitely close to the heart. Like,
yeah, and having like
definitely.
yeah.
What happened? I'm sorry.
And just having like real conversations, or like to have that on screen of like characters who are just well thought out.
You definitely made it relatable. I mean, even down to, I will say, even watching the film, even editing. I'm gonna ask you a question. How do you feel like with the emotion? Because I don't want to give away certain things, but certain things I saw on camera, it made me feel like what he was going through, and it made me feel kind of sad for him. So, what would
yeah,
be the best way as far as giving advice for portraying that emotion on a screen? Because I legit felt kind of sad how he felt, and I'm like, dang, that was really good.
thank you. I love to hear that, first of all.
I tell you, I don't want to give away stuff, but I'm like, I saw it and I'm like, it low key made me depressed. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But that scene was like, dang, like he's stuck. Like, that's what I was thinking.
Real.
Yeah. No, it's very important for me to like to show like reaction shots of like just not rushing the moment of like after they say their line, of like just also showing that moment that they have after they're saying the line, or like reacting to other. It's a big thing for me to like have like reaction shots to things.
I think another thing too, and like once again, thank you to the festival and thank you to you, because we understand, without like giving anything away, we understand that it's like a little longer than a normal short, but it was our intention to tell the story that we wanted to tell. And also it is a proof of concept for a feature film. And so we really wanted to show that like we can do this thing, like tell a beginning, middle, and end, take you on an emotional story from meeting the characters to rooting for some characters, not rooting for other characters, falling in love with some situations, not falling in love with other situations. And I think in the edit process, we edited this together, and there were definitely moments where if you looked at it through a festival lens, you were like, oh, let's line, joke, joke. But then like, we kind of went back and said, we're scratched out. Let's make the art that we want to make. Let's do the thing that we want to do. And honestly, in a couple of the screenings with like friends and family, we're so grateful for those pauses and those moments, because you would miss a joke. You would like, someone would say a line, and organically it's like there needs to be a little bit of space there for the person to react. And I'm so grateful Philip pushed for that a little bit harder than I did. Even in some of the serious moments, it's like, feel the gravity of the situation, feel the emotion that we've all felt. Like, we want to make relatable entertainment. And so it's like, you're sitting there and you're thinking of that person, you're thinking of that relationship, you're thinking of that conversation, and you're just sitting in it. And then hopefully a joke comes, or hopefully a moment comes. And so, the editing process, it was fun. But I think a lot of it was just like really reminding ourselves, tell the story we want to tell. We're not cutting 5 minutes just to make sure it gets into another festival. And once again, we're grateful to be programmed in this festival and to be nominated. Like
this icing on the cake, really.
This category for us was huge, because it was just like, they get it. Like they get it. It's not just like best short or whatever. It's like so specific to what
meaning, and I love that. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that, and it makes people really think. I like content that makes people think.
That's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
We agree.
Right.
I'm just saying, I mean, I know sometimes we don't want to think, but you had a beautiful balance, I will say. I don't want to say too much, because I think you guys are awesome, but you
Yeah.
had a beautiful balance.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
seriously.
you.
And I was going to even ask you too, even though like you had mentioned whenever y'all were in the editing process and y'all maybe like, I don't know if I should do this pause, this extra couple seconds, you know, how do y'all work together when it comes down to your styles and maybe you don't always agree? How would you say how y'all work together?
I think we work very well together, because
Same.
we have like the same kind of like ideas of like what we want to do and what we want to like put out there. So I think, yeah, I feel very lucky to be working with him, just because we have the same like creative like mind, basically.
Yeah, it's same here, like a brother to me. And additionally, like we also work like in production for our day jobs, and so we spend like a lot of time side by side in the trenches working on other projects.
Oh yeah, that's all day.
We worked out
right there.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, for our own projects, we're constantly reminding ourselves, like, I trust this guy with my life. And basically, it's like at the end of the day, anyone's opinion, like between the two of us, we just want the best thing for the project.
Right.
There's no ego. There's no like, oh, let's do it my way. And then when it's screening, we'll tell everybody it was my way. Like there's certain things where like, I'm glad we debated or we had a conversation, because it led to the thing it became. And there are definitely situations where it's like somebody kind of like feels way more passionate about that thing.
That's what
It happens. It happens.
I know it absolutely does happen, because we both like believe in the project and want it to be the best, and then we will have those discussions. Like I will be very passionate, he will be very passionate about certain things, and I will be like, okay, then we should do it that way.
Yeah.
Or he'll say the opposite of like so. So really, the film is like a combined thing of like the two of us.
And honestly, like I think sometimes too, we even will take on that other role. Like I'll be like, hey, I agree with you. It's gonna be this way, but for the sake of not like turning over every stone, let me just play this other role real quick and be like, what if they think that? What if they don't get that joke? And then this joke doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Just what if? And it's just like, I agree with you. However, let's just like,
because we need to like see what the other options are so that we can like fully agree that, you know.
Can I ask you a question? Maybe not for this particular festival. And now this is me just thinking out of the box. I don't know if this is actually useful, but What do you think, maybe for the next festival, but like if we actually, for comedic timing, us having an option where if there was a camera and people consented, where you're able to get live views of audience reactions of
Oh
your
my God.
Yeah,
I
we
will,
just did that.
I
yeah.
can start doing that. I can make that an
Yeah,
option.
yeah.
I feel like it's
I
the
love
last
that
minute for
idea.
this
But
one.
they do that for like movie
Like-
movie
Like
previews. So
comedy
like
movies, yeah.
that they show like audience members of how they react to it.
Because I definitely think that that may be a value, especially for comedy when it comes down to timing. But I
Yeah.
think something that we're going to have, because I feel like it's one thing. Well, see, your family's cool because they're being, you know, New York people. I'm gonna say y'all are honest. Y'all are very honest. Y'all don't lie. If this is not funny,
Yeah.
nope, just start over, do it again. But
Yep.
like other people here in the South, we're really nice. We don't want to hurt your feelings. No, you got to tell people because it's not going to help them. So I need to give you honest feedback. So
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. You made
Well,
me.
because what I actually do on like every film festival I've ever gone to, I actually do the voice memo and like I record the entire film and like hear the audience reaction because it's different with every audience. They'll laugh
Location.
at certain jokes and
Yep.
not laugh at other jokes. So it's like cool to like just go back and like say, oh gosh, they laughed at this or whatnot. So
Yeah,
so
like-
I have like every like
Yeah.
every
But I
film
think that's
festival.
really smart though. Look, you're giving everybody tips. We got to give feedback somewhere.
Right.
And like, another thing too that we noticed is like even our first festival, like we hit the gate, like we came out of the gate running, which was great, and it was
Yeah.
like super positive to like pump us up and like let us know that like people are responding with it. But depending sometimes like where you are in a block, like in certain festivals, you know, we're in the middle or the end or whatever, and sometimes the movie before you is a little more serious or it touches different topic, or obviously there's always good programming and they're trying to put like-minded films together, but we understand ours is like a little different than other films. And so sometimes it's like you get to our film and people are like, are we allowed to laugh? And then it's just like, no, yeah, that was a joke. Like that was also a joke. And so it's like,
Some people they'll see crazy stuff, and then it's
yes,
like, or somebody just like sad. They see
yes.
no, it's like you jerk.
Yes, and so like we've like in listening to those recordings or being in the room, you can like tell like when they figure out it's a rom-com, and so that's a lot of fun. And then other times like we did a screening in Rochester last week, and like I made a little speech before, and I just subtly was like, "Here's our romantic comedy," just to like kind of like let the audience know like you're allowed to laugh.
You can laugh.
Yes,
Right.
you can laugh. And so but no, it's been like such a fun journey to see like where people laugh, how people laugh, and then to watch how our jokes like fit in, because there's definitely different scenes that like we had different punchlines or we had different like beats in there. And so to see like our choices kind of like we made the right choices, and like like to see like the choices we made be right or like subjectively get a laugh is like literally my goal. Our dreams come true is like I
And
just
your
want
intuition, everything you felt that you were like, I don't really know, but it confirms it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's
because
very fulfilling.
Yeah.
And I know that like I would love to have you guys as directors. And I'm thinking when it comes down to your working style for any actors and people on the crew, how would you describe the environments like on set with you guys?
so Philip said this last week, and like I would just echo it 1,000%. Is like that's the thing we love to do, and I don't want to speak for our crew, but things that they had told us is like it shows. It shows that like we love to do it. We've thought about every detail. Like I said, no stone has gone unturned. By the time we get there, we're well prepped. Everything is like been thought through, from props to wardrobe to hair to makeup to logistics to when we're breaking for lunch to what we're having for lunch to how what we're having for lunch made a plate as a prop and what we were like using.
Man.
And so it's just like I think working together, you can see our friendship, you can see like the goals like emerging to the top.
Alignment. One
Exactly. So I would like to think that if you and I would be more than happy for you to ask any of our cast and crew, and we still get messages of like how nice it was and how much fun it was. And it was one of those like passion projects that like we even had friends just offering support in any way possible, that like they just wanted to be a part of it because they saw how much like love and passion we had put in to it. And so
I love
I
that.
I don't know if you have anything to add, but without like being like without forefront saying like everyone loved us, like it was it felt like
I
it
would
felt like
believe you. I would believe you. You don't have to lie, but I know that they would that your energy, like your presence, even through like this screen right now, you can see it.
Yeah, I mean, we love to like create a positive atmosphere around people, and we're also just really nice people.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that everybody's like taken care of.
Exactly.
Everybody's like nobody's uncomfortable. Everybody,
Mhm.
you know.
And we've done all the positions in production, and like our day job is 12-hour, 14, 15-hour days, making other people's dreams come true. And so our big thing is like, we feel lucky and we feel blessed that our job is to get to make things for entertainment. We're not curing cancer. We're not showing up to an accident where somebody is seriously injured. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And there are stressful moments in the fun, but like if you approach it with like, we're lucky that we get to go do this. And so like that's the atmosphere we try to bring on the jobs we work on in our own stuff. And then once again, like leave that avenue open where it's collaborative. If somebody says, if my DP was to say we need to move the camera over here, that's you're telling me your expertise.
Right.
Let's move the camera over there. If you know, if the actor is saying, hey, like I can't fidget with this prop, like can I just do this instead? That's you. Yeah, I'm so open to that.
Yeah,
so,
nobody would be afraid to like suggest that to us.
Yeah.
Because then it'd be like we all want, again, the best product.
Best product, and
Yeah.
we want the actors to
Right.
look the best. We want the cinematography to look the
Yeah.
best. We want the audio to sound the best. We want every detail to be the best. And
And we just want to keep making movies like this, and again, like making comedies that pull at the heartstrings.
yeah, and honestly, at the end of the day, just want people to be entertained. Like my personal goal is always to make people laugh through moving images, through cinema, through film. And so it's just like getting to do this and like now watching this thing we did a year and 4 months ago, like take its own life, like take life and like fly out into the
Come to
world.
life, all
Yeah.
from
It's
the
so
idea.
cool.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, and getting the chance to talk to you as well.
yes,
So.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, it's so sweet. No, thank you. And I there was something you said, and I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? I know you said, you know, you're not saving lives or anything, but technically, you actually just gave me a task to do. I want to look up some data, and when it comes down to just entertainment and even comedy and making people laugh, that really actually does something to your spirit, and that actually helps you health wise. And so, like, we need to laugh more. And there's a reason why so many people, whenever they're sad, low key, I know sometimes by habit, but they're gonna turn on that TV.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Like
It's gonna lift their spirits a little bit.
Yeah. Well, because we kind of feel like they aren't making as many comedies as they should be, because people want to laugh, and we want to make like the relatable like comedy, that like the mainstream comedy that everybody goes to the movie theaters and brings their friends and gets popcorn and like
And you
has
can,
a
and
good
you
time.
are.
And
Yeah.
then because I'll be like, you know, looking at the movie theater listings and like, or like at the TV and like looking for something fun to watch, and we both feel like there isn't enough out there, so we want to provide that for people.
Yeah.
To make that kind of entertainment.
Don't stop making movies. Keep going. Especially, I'm rooting for you guys with this TV show. And is there anything you want to tell people while you have this camera time? Because I know you have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Two feature films. Let me shut
Right.
up. Keep going.
Yeah. So let's just start like coming out of the worst best man ever. It's a proof of concept for a feature film that I wrote called Groomsday. And so Philip took that concept from Groomsday and kind of turned it into a prequel, which became The Worst Best Man Ever. And so we're trying to use The Worst Best Man Ever as a vehicle to get some eyeballs on us, get some potential investors to say, we love what you guys did, let's see more of it. And so that's kind of like thing number one for what's going on like in this corner. And then simultaneously, Philip had a successful short film called The Kidnapping of a Fish a few years back that also made a very big splash, if you will, in the festival. And that is a proof of concept for his feature film called Mr. Trevor. And it's without saying more than I'll let Philip talk, but it's an action comedy that I'm super passionate about, and I'll let him take it from.
Yeah, tell me.
too.
Yeah, we basically like produce each other's stuff and then also work on stuff together as well because I'm also like a writer director, and he is. So yeah, so the Kidnapping of Fish has been to like 35 film festivals. Went to like Holly Shorts and Edmonton Film Festival. We played at Cannes, and it's just about this guy who gets kidnapped, doesn't know why. He's trying to figure out if his girlfriend has something to do with it, and it's a mix of comedy, drama, romance, and suspense.
I need to see that.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I'm looking like I need to see that. But
Coming
how?
out with that project,
Yeah.
like Phillips kind of paved the way to show me the ropes and show us the ropes together. And once again, we got to a point where let's kind of put our money where our mouth is. Let's prove that we can do it. Let's just stop talking about it. Let's go be about it. And that's how we're here now. And it's just it's crazy because like a year ago it was just like a thing we were trying to put together, and now we're talking to you about it.
Everything that you said, that's the nail on the money, because so many of us, we can watch YouTube videos all day, we can read books all day, but until we actually go out there and execute and do the work, that's the best class. Because I can tell you, by the time somebody is done reading about, I don't know, how to do something 20 different ways, I figured out probably 50 different ways of how it didn't work.
Exactly. And what I could not agree with you more. And like going off the sentiment, like we also know, and I don't mean to like preface this in like a negative way, like our thing might not be for everybody, but like it's for enough people that have told us they like it, keep going, keep doing it. And it's what we want to do, it's what we want to make. And so it's exactly what you just said. Are there things we would have changed? Sure, like could we have used another day? It wouldn't have hurt, like, but we did the best we could with what we had, and we're so proud of it. And like you said, like there are definitely things we learned or I don't know if like in hindsight what it did differently, but there's definitely, that piece of gear could have been more helpful. Maybe we could have spent more time for that thing. There was definitely, but I'll be honest, a lot of it came down to more money would have helped.
Yes, we all want the money. We need
because really at the end of the day, like we need to find like investors to like to continue to do what we want to do. So, and if they like our stuff, then we are just looking for those investors.
But I couldn't agree with what you said more, where it's just like by the time you read the whole book, you could have made two things and learned just as much by putting it into practice.
Found a better strategy on way to do so. And I will even say that it's crazy because I love the fact that we're even talking about this and having just people put themselves out there. Because I will say, I had someone reach out to me who told me he went to school. He's such a cool dude. And he humbled himself privately and told me that he went to school for like all of this film stuff for years. And however, somebody else that didn't go to school for this, that just got started, is here on this studio, here on this set. And he's like, man, I should be doing this too. And like, I shouldn't be jealous of him, but I need to make that step. And I'm so happy because now the two of them I see are now working together, and it's so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So like, yes.
Everyone's got their own journey, their own path. And we always say, like, just do it and love what you do. And if you don't love it, then find something else to do, because otherwise it's just not worth the time. But those two things together, like literally.
How can people stay in contact with you guys? Because like I already know I'm lucky I have your contact, but how can people reach out to you?
Yeah.
Like through Instagram, I'm at McFly Film, and also my website is thatstormfilms.com.
I'm on Instagram as David_Weilert, Weilert. I also have a website, which is just davidweilert.com. Admittedly, you can find more of our contact information through both of those vehicles. And then additionally, the short film itself, The Worst Best Man Ever, has an Instagram account as well called Worst Best Man Ever. And we try to be we try to post as much for upcoming festivals and behind the scenes stuff and introducing the characters without giving anything away about the film itself. But those are good ways to find us, support us. And honestly, like we love the comments, and like we love interacting with the people. And like I never thought that would like fuel us, but like when people are telling you like thumbs up about your work, like it definitely does help keep the engine going, because it's very exhausting to like to do it all. Like it's just the two of us doing it all. And so it's like anytime that someone's like I saw it here. I loved it. It's just, it lets us know we're on the right path.
Yeah,
And
I'd like to actually encourage people to like make those comments and like tell us that they enjoyed this or they enjoyed that, because I feel like a lot of people are like afraid to like say, oh, they don't want to hear it, but well, I know I love to hear it anyway. So
Yes, I
and,
think
like,
it's
not
important
even
that you
for
said
us.
that. I'm thankful that y'all just said that, because I think a lot of filmmakers, entrepreneurs in general, everyone, they work so hard, and it's just like, you can like it, you can comment, that support, it helps.
yeah,
And like honestly, like even like for you, like we were looking you up, and like you're out there hustling, you're doing it, you're doing the thing, and it's just like I think it's important for people to support each other, because your career becomes a collection of your journey. And when you look in the rearview mirror, you're like, I did all these things, and that's why I got to this point. But all those little things are important, and I think it's important to like pat people on the back if you like it, along
Yeah.
the way.
As long as you like it. And I know for some people, they think that it's like a huge mountain to climb, but if we literally take 1 degree of a little bit of improvement
Yeah.
and make that choice, we can only make one choice, either this way or this way. As long as we're making it in a positive direction, we're good. It's okay if you mess up some days, as long as you get back on, go on.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like super, like that's one thing that like has been once again, like we never did it for the likes or the posting. And honestly, like the social media aspect of it is like kind of not is our
You don't care for it? Trust
we're
me,
not the ones to be like, look
it's my
at us.
job.
I know, yeah, but like you have to do it to be relevant. And like the more we do it, the more you kind of just like put it out in the world. It's like
Yeah.
it's cool to see. We've made like new friends from just people reaching out and then following up with what they're doing here and what you're doing here, and hopefully there's some collab one day. And I think the
I'm
cool
seeing y'all in New York, just FYI, just letting you know.
come, we'll show you.
Yeah.
We'll go do
We'd
some.
love to hear from everybody,
Yeah.
like help out any way that we can.
That's the other thing. I think like we definitely believe in like karma, and it's like one of those things where definitely down to have a conversation and point somebody in the right direction, and vice versa. If anyone had anything to point us in the right direction or whatever, like we're just like two dudes doing the thing, and it's just like
Awesome dudes.
yeah,
Two
thank
awesome
you.
dudes making moves, and you're also
I
impacting
am.
people's lives. I'm gonna say that you're impacting people's lives with the content that I saw. I think that's the direction of where y'all are going, and y'all are doing it in a very creative way. That's my feedback to you. I'm rooting for both of you, and obviously I want to stay in contact with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
Like it's so nice. Like it's like you owe us nothing. It's just like thank you.
I just think that you guys are great energy, and I think you guys work hard, and I really do like the messaging behind it. It's funny, and again, those moments of pause, that really, people need to study that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying
That's a big thing in comedy. That's the #1 thing in comedy.
Yeah.
I don't get speechless often. I'm a little speechless.
Well, you're welcome. Well, on that note, I want to say again, you guys deserve it. You guys are amazing. I'm excited to see you and to know more of you, and I'm glad for everybody else to see you as well. And
Thank
Thank you so much.
Yeah, your energy, your personality is like unmatched.
Yeah,
We
same.
can't thank you enough. And like seriously, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for having us in the festival and the nomination. Like I said, like I was floored. Like when we got the email, I was just
Yeah.
like, that's exactly what this is. Like they did it.
well deserved.
We're very excited and looking forward to all the things to come.
Yeah.